Let it end, let it hurt, let it heal, let it go. Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a message that we all need to hear at some point in our lives. We carry burdens, we hold on to regrets, we fight battles, some of them we win, others we lose. But one thing is certain, we all go through difficult times. The key is not in avoiding pain, but in learning how to move through it and emerge stronger. Let it end. It's time to face the truth. Some things must end. We hang on sometimes far too long because we're afraid of what's next. We fear the unknown. But the truth is, endings are not our enemy. Endings are a sign of growth, a sign that you are evolving, a sign that the universe is pushing you to something greater. Embrace it. Don't fight it. Now let it hurt. Too often we try to mask the pain, pretend it doesn't exist. We run from it. But pain is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you are human. It's a sign that you care. Pain is the price of love, the price of connection. And while it's hard, we must allow ourselves to feel it fully, because only then will we be able to heal. Which brings us to the next step: let it heal. Healing isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. It's not about pretending the hurt never happened. It's about understanding that healing takes time. Give yourself the grace to heal at your own pace. Don't rush the process. Trust that with time, you will come out of this stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. And then let it go. Let go of the resentment, the anger, the fear. Let go of the weight you carry from the past. It's holding you back from what's meant for you in the future. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the hold that the past has on you. When you let go, you make room for new opportunities, new experiences, and new joys. When we let it end, let it hurt, let it heal, and let it go, we free ourselves to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Don't let the past define you. Don't let pain hold you back. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. So today I ask you, what are you ready to let go of? What are you ready to release? The future is waiting for you. It's time to step into it. Let it end. In life, there comes a point when we must face the reality that something has come to an end. It could be a relationship, a chapter of our career, or even a phase of our own personal growth. And while the word end may seem like a harsh and final conclusion, it's actually a powerful turning point and opportunity for transformation. We all hold on to things, often long after they have ceased to serve us. It's human nature to resist endings because deep down we fear what's next. We fear the uncertainty. The comfort of familiarity can sometimes trick us into thinking that staying in an unhealthy situation or holding on to something that has already run its course is the better choice. But this kind of resistance to change is exactly what keeps us stuck. We all know, at some level, when something needs to end. We feel it in our gut, the job that no longer challenges us, the friendship that's become toxic, the relationship that no longer nourishes us. But instead of making the hard decision to end it, we procrastinate. We hesitate. We wonder if it's worth trying just a little longer. But the truth is, when you know deep down that it's time to let go, holding on only prolongs the suffering. You stay stuck in a situation that doesn't serve you, and in the process, you rob yourself of the possibility of growth and new opportunities. We fear that if we let go, we're admitting defeat. But in reality, letting something end is one of the most courageous things you can do. It's an acknowledgement that you have outgrown the situation and that you deserve something better. It's not about quitting, it's about recognizing when a chapter has closed and allowing space for a new one to open. When we resist endings, we hold on to something that no longer fits. We cling to the past in the hopes that we can recreate something that's already gone. But the longer we hold on, the harder it becomes to move forward. We need to let go of the idea that holding on will somehow bring us back to where we once were. The truth is, the past is in the past, And no matter how much we wish for things to return to what they once were, it's not going to happen. And that's okay. Letting things end means you're choosing growth. You're choosing to evolve and embrace the unknown. It's like clearing out a closet full of old clothes you never wear. The longer you hold on to them, the less space you have for new, better fitting pieces. But once you let go of the outdated, you make room for the fresh, the exciting, the things that truly align with who you are today. Think about the moments in your life when things ended. Maybe it was a difficult breakup, a job loss, or an unexpected turn in your personal life. At the time, you may have resisted it. You may have felt overwhelmed with uncertainty. But looking back, didn't you realize that those endings were often the beginning of something better? Sometimes we don't have the full picture when we're in the middle of a difficult time. We don't always understand the purpose of the pain or the reason for the shift. But as time goes on, the clarity comes. The ending made way for something new, something more aligned with your true self, something that you never could have predicted. And here's the thing, when something ends, it doesn't mean the story is over. It's merely a transition. It's a pause before the next chapter begins. Letting it end isn't about defeat. It's about embracing change and trusting that life is unfolding in ways we might not yet understand. The beauty of letting things end is that it frees you. It allows you to step out of old patterns and make room for new opportunities. Life is constantly changing, and it's important to stay in tune with that natural flow. Just as the seasons change, so too must we allow the cycles of our lives to evolve. Letting things end gives you the freedom to move forward with greater clarity, confidence, and purpose. So the next time you find yourself holding on to something that's no longer serving you, ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing by letting this end? And what might I gain by moving on? The answer may surprise you. The end is not the end, it's merely the beginning of something else, something greater. Let it hurt? Let it hurt. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. We often try to avoid it, numb it, or push it away. But pain, in its raw and unfiltered form, is a necessary part of our human experience. It's through pain that we grow, that we become stronger, and that we learn the most about ourselves. Yet too often we deny ourselves the permission to feel the full weight of our hurt. We run from it, bury it deep inside, and hope it will go away, but it doesn't. Instead, it festers. To truly heal, you must first allow yourself to feel the pain. It's not about wallowing in it or becoming consumed by it. It's about acknowledging that pain exists and giving yourself the space to experience it. In the world we live in, there's this pressure to always be happy, to stay positive, and to act like everything is fine. Social media especially often pushes this narrative of perfection, the idea that we should always be smiling, always be moving forward, and always be doing well. But the truth is, no one is happy all the time, and pretending that we are only creates more harm. Pain is inevitable. We all go through it at some point. Whether it's the end of a relationship, the loss of a loved one, the failure of a dream, or the feeling of deep personal disappointment, pain comes in many forms. But no matter how it shows up, the key is to stop running from it. We cannot heal until we first feel the hurt. The process of healing begins when we allow ourselves to sit with the discomfort, to acknowledge it, and to allow it to pass through us, rather than trying to suppress it. When we resist pain, it only grows stronger. It's like trying to hold back the ocean with a dam. Eventually, the pressure will build until it breaks, and the flood of emotions will overwhelm you. But if you face the pain head on, if you allow it to be present without judgment, you give yourself the chance to process it. You don't have to fix it right away. You don't have to understand everything in that moment. Sometimes simply allowing the pain to be there is enough. It's important to understand that feeling pain is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes great courage to feel the depth of hurt and not run from it. When you allow yourself to experience pain fully, you are opening yourself up to growth. You are telling yourself that you are strong enough to face whatever life throws your way. It's only through facing pain that you can truly understand the resilience that lies within you. And let me tell you, there is resilience in each and every one of us. Pain does not define us, it refines us. The act of letting it hurt is not about staying stuck in the pain, but about learning from it. You see, pain teaches us something about ourselves that comfort never will. It teaches us about our limits, about our desires, about our weaknesses, and about our strengths. It gives us perspective. Without pain, we wouldn't appreciate the beauty of joy. Without darkness, we wouldn't see the light. Life is about balance, light and dark, joy and sorrow, success and failure. If we never experience pain, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to evolve. Take a moment and think about a time in your life when you experienced pain. Maybe it was a personal setback, a loss, or a disappointment. In that moment, it likely felt like the end of the world. But now, with time and reflection, you can see the lessons that came from that pain. You can see how it shaped you into the person you are today. You can see the strength you gained in the process, the resilience you built, and the wisdom that emerged from the struggle. Pain doesn't last forever. It's a temporary state, but the growth that comes from it is permanent. So when pain comes knocking, don't shut the door. Open it. Let it in. Let it hurt. Feel it. Process it. And when the time is right, let it go. The more we try to deny pain, the longer it will stay with us. But when we face it head on and allow ourselves to feel it, it eventually fades, leaving us stronger and more equipped for the next challenge. Remember, pain is not the enemy. It's part of the journey. Let it hurt. Because in the end, you'll realize that the pain was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. Let it heal. Oh. Healing is a process, not an event. It's not something that happens overnight, and it's certainly not something we can control with a snap of our fingers. It's a journey that requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to face what's broken inside us. And yet, so often we rush this process. We want the hurt to disappear, the wound to close, and the pain to vanish. But healing doesn't work that way. It takes time, it takes self-compassion, and it takes a willingness to be vulnerable. When we experience pain, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, our instinct is often to push it away, to ignore it, or to pretend it's not there. We are taught to move on quickly, to get over it, and to stay strong. But what does that really mean? To pretend the pain doesn't exist, to bury it deep inside, hoping it will magically disappear. The truth is, you can't heal what you refuse to face. Healing begins when you give yourself permission to feel, to grieve, and to process what you're going through. Letting it heal means allowing the process to unfold naturally. It means being gentle with yourself and accepting that healing will take time. We live in a world that demands instant results, whether it's healing a wound, finding happiness, or achieving success. But the most powerful things in life are the ones that take time. Just like a broken bone that requires a cast and months of careful treatment to heal properly, emotional and psychological wounds need time, attention, and self-care to mend. The journey of healing is often not linear. There are good days and bad days, steps forward and steps back. You may feel like you've made progress one day only to find yourself overwhelmed by the pain the next. But that's okay. It's part of the process. Healing doesn't follow a set timeline, and there's no right or wrong way to heal. The key is to honor your own timeline, to give yourself permission to take things one day at a time, and to allow yourself to heal at your own pace. One of the hardest parts of healing is letting go of the need for perfection. Many of us are afraid of feeling vulnerable, of showing our scars, of admitting that we are not okay. But healing isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about learning to live with the scars, learning to live with the memories, and learning to live with the pain in a way that doesn't define you. The scar may always remain, but the intensity of the pain will fade, And the strength you gain from the healing process will last forever. Another key element of healing is self-compassion. We are often our harshest critics. When we're hurt, we blame ourselves, we judge ourselves, and we tell ourselves we should have done better. But healing begins with kindness. It begins with acknowledging that you are human, that you are allowed to make mistakes, and that you are worthy of forgiveness both from others and from yourself. When you show yourself compassion, you allow the healing process to unfold naturally. You create a safe space inside yourself to let go of the shame, guilt, and regret that may be holding you back. Healing also involves confronting the things that have hurt you. You can't heal what you won't face. It's not about ignoring the past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about confronting the hurt, understanding it, and learning from it. Only when you face the pain head-on can you truly release it. And when you do, you free yourself from the grip it has on your life. But perhaps the most important part of healing is trust. Trust that the pain will subside. Trust that time will bring clarity. Trust that you are resilient enough to overcome whatever has broken you. Trust that, even though it may feel impossible at times, you will heal. And trust that the person you become after healing will be stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than the person you were before. Healing is not easy. It's often messy, uncomfortable, and filled with setbacks. But it is always worth it. When you allow yourself to heal, you allow yourself to step into a new version of yourself, one that is more whole, more at peace, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. The pain may have scarred you, but it doesn't have to define you. Healing will define you. It will redefine who you are, how you view the world, and how you view yourself. So let it heal. Let the time pass. Let the wounds close. Let yourself be whole again. The healing process may not be easy, but the peace that comes after is worth every step. Let it go. In life, we accumulate so many things, experiences, memories, expectations, and sometimes baggage that we carry with us. Over time, this accumulation can weigh us down, keeping us tethered to the past and preventing us from moving forward. We hold on to things that no longer serve us, grudges, regrets, resentments, fears, and doubts. But there comes a point when we need to make a conscious decision to let it go. Letting go is one of the most liberating and powerful actions you can take in life. It's not about forgetting what happened, it's about choosing to release the emotional hold it has on you. It's about freeing yourself from the past to create space for the future. The act of letting go is not easy. We often feel that by holding on to something, we are somehow preserving it or keeping control over it. This could be an old relationship, a painful memory, a toxic job, or any experience that has left us scarred. We think that if we let go, we'll lose the connection or the meaning, but the truth is, the longer we hold on, the more we lose. We lose peace, we lose clarity, and we lose the ability to grow. The past can only hold us back if we allow it to. Letting go is not about erasing the past, it's about taking the lessons from it and moving forward without allowing it to dictate our present or future. One of the hardest things to let go of is emotional pain. Hurtful experiences, betrayals, rejections, or heartbreaks can leave deep scars. We often replay the events over and over in our minds, trying to make sense of them, seeking closure, or wishing for a different outcome. But holding on to this pain only causes more suffering. It anchors us in the past and prevents us from experiencing peace in the present. To heal, we must let go of the grip that past pain has on our lives. When you let go of emotional pain, you are not saying that what happened doesn't matter or that it didn't affect you. You are acknowledging that you've learned from the experience and are choosing to move forward, unburdened by the weight of resentment or grief. Letting go of emotional pain means forgiving not necessarily the person who hurt you, but forgiving yourself for holding on to the pain for so long. It's about giving yourself permission to release the emotional weight you've been carrying. Letting go also involves releasing the unrealistic expectations we place on ourselves and others. Too often, we hold on to the idea of perfection, believing that if we just try harder, do more, or be more, everything will fall into place. We think we need to meet certain standards, achieve certain goals, or live up to certain ideals to be worthy or successful. But this pursuit of perfection can be exhausting and soul-crushing. We are all human, and we all make mistakes. We all have flaws, and that's okay. Letting go of the need for perfection is about accepting yourself as you are, flaws and all. It's about embracing your humanity and recognizing that mistakes and failures are part of the journey. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't need to have a perfect life or perfect relationships. What you need is the courage to be imperfect, the willingness to be vulnerable, and the openness to learn from your mistakes. When you let go of perfectionism, you free yourself to live authentically and with greater joy. Another area where we often struggle to let go is in our relationships. Whether it's a friendship, a family dynamic, or a romantic partnership, relationships can sometimes become toxic or unhealthy. People change, circumstances evolve, and what once felt like a perfect match may no longer align with who you are. But for fear of being alone or out of a sense of obligation, we continue to hold on to relationships that are no longer serving us. We stay because we think we should, because we fear the pain of letting go, or because we feel guilty. However, holding on to unhealthy relationships only drains our energy and prevents us from building meaningful connections with others. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of disappointment, frustration, or hurt. Letting go of these relationships does not mean you failed. It means you are choosing to prioritize your well-being and your happiness. It's about recognizing that sometimes the best thing you can do for both yourself and the other person is to part ways. Letting go of toxic relationships creates space for healthier, more fulfilling connections to enter your life. The idea of letting go is also critical when it comes to our expectations of the future. We often have a rigid picture of how we think things should turn out. We imagine that life will unfold according to a certain plan, and when things don't go as we hoped, we feel disappointed, frustrated, or defeated. But life is unpredictable. It doesn't always go the way we think it should. And the sooner we accept this, the sooner we can stop fighting against reality. Letting go of rigid expectations is about learning to embrace uncertainty. It's about trusting that life will unfold the way it's meant to, even if it doesn't align with our preconceived notions. Sometimes the detours and unexpected changes lead us to places far better than we ever could have imagined. By letting go of the need to control every outcome, we free ourselves to live in the moment and enjoy the journey, rather than obsessing over the destination. It's also essential to let go of the limiting beliefs we carry about ourselves. Many of us hold on to negative self-talk, doubt, and fear that keep us from stepping into our true potential. We may tell ourselves that we're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough to achieve our goals. But these limiting beliefs are not truths, they're stories we've told ourselves based on past experiences or the opinions of others. Letting go of these self-imposed limitations is a powerful act of self-love. It's about recognizing that you are worthy, capable, and deserving of everything you desire. It's about shifting your mindset from one of scarcity and fear to one of abundance and possibility. When you let go of limiting beliefs, you open yourself up to a world of opportunities, creativity, and success that you might have once thought was beyond your reach. Letting go is an act of freedom. It's about freeing yourself from the past, from fear, from negativity, and from anything that no longer serves you. It's about giving yourself permission to live authentically, without the weight of regrets, expectations, or unresolved pain holding you back. When you let go, you make space for new possibilities, new experiences, and new joy. You allow yourself to fully embrace the present moment and to trust that the future holds great things for you. So I urge you to ask yourself, what are you still holding on to that is keeping you stuck? What do you need to let go of in order to move forward with greater peace, clarity, and freedom? Let go of the hurt. Let go of the fear. Let go of the expectations. Let go of the past. Because when you do, you'll discover just how much space there is for new beginnings, for growth, and for the life you are truly meant to live. Let it go, and you'll find the freedom to become the best version of yourself. Let it begin. The beginning of something new is always a moment filled with possibility. Whether it's the start of a new job, a new relationship, a new year, or even a new chapter in your life, beginnings are the seeds from which the future grows. And yet, despite the excitement and potential that come with starting something new, many of us resist it. We hold on to the comfort of the familiar, even when it no longer serves us. We fear the unknown, the uncertainties, and the possibility of failure. But here's the truth: the only way forward is to let it begin. Without new beginnings, there can be no growth, no transformation, and no progress. When we embrace the beginning of something new, we are embracing change. And change can be intimidating. We often fear what we can't predict, what we can't control. The start of something new means stepping into unfamiliar territory. And for many, that is the hardest part. But what we forget is that change is inevitable. The world around us is constantly shifting, and whether we like it or not, we are always in the process of becoming. Every day we make choices that shape our future. So, why not embrace those beginnings with open arms? The new can be beautiful, even if it's uncomfortable at first. A new beginning is often an invitation to let go of what's no longer serving us. Think about the things in your life that have held you back, those habits, mindsets, or situations that have kept you stuck. Sometimes we hold on to things out of fear of change, out of a sense of obligation, or simply because we are afraid to step into the unknown. But it's important to realize that, in order to move forward, we must allow the old to make way for the new. It's not about forgetting the past, it's about recognizing that the past has served its purpose, and now it's time to evolve. Each new beginning is an opportunity to redefine ourselves, to let go of past identities, and to become the person we are meant to be. Think about the times in your life when you started something new, a new job, a new city, a new relationship. The first few moments of that experience might have been scary, overwhelming, or uncertain, but eventually you grew into it. You learned, you adapted, you found your footing. And that's the beauty of a new beginning. It stretches you. It challenges you. It helps you realize just how resilient and capable you really are. The beginning is not just about the external circumstances that change, it's also about the internal shift that happens. When we step into something new, we are often forced to confront our fears and insecurities. We question our worth, our abilities, and our potential. But here's the secret: you are more capable than you realize. The fear you feel in the face of a new beginning is natural. But instead of running from it, lean into it. Trust that you have the strength and the wisdom to navigate whatever challenges come your way. Each new beginning teaches you something valuable about yourself, and the lessons you learn will help you grow into a stronger, more confident version of who you are. There's a saying that goes, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." That first step, the moment you decide to move forward, to take a chance, to begin something new, is often the hardest. But it's also the most important. That decision to start something new, to say yes to the unknown, is the moment when the future becomes possible. It's the moment when everything changes. And while it may feel overwhelming at first, remember that all great achievements in life begin with that simple act of starting. Without taking that first step, nothing else can happen. What's important to remember is that beginnings don't have to be perfect. We often hold ourselves back from starting because we feel like we need to have everything figured out first. We tell ourselves that we need more time, more knowledge, more resources. But the truth is, perfection is a myth. Life is messy, and the path forward is rarely straight. Beginnings are meant to be imperfect. They are meant to be raw, uncertain, and full of potential. The beauty lies in the journey, not in the destination. When you start something new, you are giving yourself permission to learn, to fail, and to grow. It's through the trial and error, through the mistakes and setbacks, that you discover what you're truly capable of. We also need to acknowledge that new beginnings often come with a sense of loss. When we start something new, we are leaving something behind, whether it's an old job, a familiar place, or a comfortable routine. The process of change can bring up feelings of grief and sadness, even if the new beginning is ultimately a positive step. It's important to give yourself the space to grieve what you are letting go of. Acknowledge the feelings of loss, but don't let them keep you stuck in the past. Understand that the loss is simply making room for something new and better to enter your life. Let go of the past with gratitude for what it taught you and look forward with anticipation to what lies ahead. Starting something new also requires a willingness to take risks. Risk is a natural part of life, and it's often the very thing that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who stay stuck in the same place. Taking risks doesn't mean being reckless, it means being brave enough to step outside your comfort zone, to try something different, and to embrace the uncertainty that comes with change. When you take risks, you allow yourself the opportunity to learn and grow in ways that you never could have predicted. And while the fear of failure can be daunting, the truth is, you'll never know your true potential until you take that leap. Another important aspect of embracing new beginnings is understanding that success doesn't happen overnight. We live in a world that celebrates instant results, but the truth is that real success is built over time. The first steps you take in any new endeavor may feel small, and progress may seem slow. But the key is persistence. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the work. Keep learning and growing. Over time, those small steps will add up to something significant. The beginning is just the start of the journey, and the journey is what shapes you into the person you're meant to become. Letting things begin also means embracing the present moment. Too often we get caught up in thinking about the future, in planning and preparing for what's next, that we forget to be present in the here and now. The beginning of something new is an opportunity to immerse yourself fully in the moment, to enjoy the process, and to trust that each step forward is leading you toward the future you desire. Life is happening right now, and every moment is an opportunity to create the future you want. The power of a new beginning lies in the potential it offers. It is the moment when everything is possible, when the future is wide open, and when you have the chance to shape your destiny. Letting it begin means embracing change, taking risks, and trusting that you are capable of navigating whatever comes your way. It's about acknowledging that you don't have to have everything figured out to start, you just have to start. And in doing so, you create the life you've always dreamed of. So take that first step. Let it begin. The future is waiting for you.